I was gonna continue to keep it cool, keep it classy, and not share any details, but my ex-boyfriend cannot seem to shut his mouth. So we're gonna unpack it all. Okay, so this is how it all started. Seb had a meeting with a new PR agency that he was gonna start working with. And he comes home to me, tells me all these amazing things. I'm being super supportive of it because I'm like, yes, like do your thing. You're getting a new PR agency. This is awesome. And then he tells me they set up Fashion Week for him. And I was like, that is so sick. And he shows me the itinerary, everything. I was like, this is amazing. He said he's gonna have a stylist, all these things. And I'm like, that is really cool. And I even asked him like, do you think I could be your plus one? Because usually if you get an itinerary for Fashion Week, you could bring someone as your plus one. Like, I don't want to steal your light. I just want to support you and experience things together, whatever, which I don't really get a response from him. And this is like in person. So it's a little bit awkward. Like, I don't get a response. I'm like, okay, maybe he just like doesn't want me there. Like, I don't know if I'm cramping your style or whatever. But come to find out, he was Micah's plus one to absolutely everything. So that's why during the week, every show they sat next together, every paparazzi photo, every PR photo, the stylist that he said he was getting was actually Micah's stylist that she had paid for, that she kindly allowed him to use. I wasn't aware of any of this. So him saying that I was very supportive in the beginning and then I changed my tune is because I was supportive of the lie that I was told. Okay, fast forward to 2 days before New York Fashion Week. Seb is in Paris for a car brand and he's posting whatever, but I don't really see him posting the car. So I'm like, strange. And then I see him posting with all these people. And then I see a selfie with him and another woman in front of the Eiffel Tower. And I was like, okay, I don't know if that's necessary. I don't know how well you know the woman, whatever. But I wasn't that bothered. I was just kind of like, selfie in front of the Eiffel Tower, that's a little romantic. Like, I don't know if that's necessary. So we have our normal FaceTime call like we always do. And it's normal. We're just talking. And then I bring up, I'm like, what are you there for again? Because I haven't really seen you post any car stuff. But I did see that selfie with you and that girl in front of the Eiffel Tower. And I thought it might be a bit much. And he was like, I'm working. It's not a big deal, whatever. We're like, okay, cool. So then I reiterate to him, I'm like, going into New York Fashion Week, I want you to make sure these posts that you're saying you're going to post with Micah are extremely respectful. Respect my boundaries. I don't want this to look like you're a couple. I don't want you to take it too far. And I'm still under the impression he has his own itinerary and he's going to see Micah a few times. That's what I'm under the impression of. Also, on this call, he proceeds to tell me that this management PR agency has presented him and Micah a deal to start a podcast together. And I'm like taken aback by this. I'm like, why would my man be starting a podcast with another woman that he doesn't know, never met? It just doesn't make sense. And so I'm like, honestly, I'm going to have to draw the boundary right there. Like, I'm going to have to draw the boundary. Like, why would you start a podcast with another woman? If you want to start a podcast with a woman, start a podcast with me, start a podcast with your sister. This doesn't make sense. I'm like, what brand direction are you taking this? What's the point? So then he tells me the premise of this said podcast. And I don't like it even more. He says that it's going to be him in a relationship and then she's going to be going on dates and coming on the podcast and talking about them. So I perceive this as a woman my man doesn't even know is going to be coming to cry in his arms and complain about men once a week. No, like, I'm drawing the boundary. I also mentioned to him that I did talk to my girlfriends about the selfie and they said that they would kind of feel the same way about it. Like, nothing too crazy. I'm not popping off. And he goes, who are you telling my business to? Who are you telling my business to? And I was like, it's not just your business. It's my business. It's our business. We're a unit. And I just asked my girlfriends for advice. Like, it's nothing that serious. Like, it's really not that deep. I just wanted to talk to you about it. Which then he proceeds to say to me is, are they going to pay my payroll? Are they going to pay my payroll? And I said, what payroll? This was not a job. You don't have a job. I'm like, it was a trip that was not paid. I don't understand. Like, whoa. And then he hangs up on me. So me saying he didn't have a job hit a nerve. Like, hit a nerve in this man like I've never seen before. I was like, it is not that serious. Like, we do not have this like payroll. You know what I mean? We work for ourselves. He has his own company. I have my own company. We're influencers. Like, you should be grateful that you don't have a 9-to-5, you know? Like, crazy. So this hits a nerve and he pops off and sends me this nasty message, which you can now read. I'll put it up for you. So I get this message and I don't even know what to say. I'm baffled by this message. Like, the level of disrespect and like saying I'm not happy in my career and just really like being so nasty to me because of what? Because you're mad that you're about to go disrespect me in New York and you're stressed out. So you're trying to start a fight. Like, that's what it is. That's what I figured out so far. But this was crazy that I didn't even know what to respond to it. I was like, this message is wild. So we continue arguing over text after that long, disrespectful message. And he is just telling me that if this is one of my boundaries, it's a boundary he has to cross, and I either need to get on board or leave. So I'm like, whoa. The conversation ends there. He gets to New York the next day, and I ignore him the entire first day of New York Fashion Week. And these were all the stories posted from the first day of New York Fashion Week.
Want to go out? Yeah.
Another day.
Another dollar, baby. Another day, another dollar.
What?
I'm actually at my very first ever fashion show.
And he already lost his wallet.
And he lost his wallet already.
My wallet. That was before the fashion show.
Baby first fashion show, thanks to
My boogie.
Shagger.
So those are all the stories from the first day of New York Fashion Week, and I'm starting to realize, I'm like, oh, they're a unit on this trip. Like, I see what's going on, they're a unit, they're going to everything together, which I wasn't aware of. I also, of course, am doing deep diving, watching other people's stories that are around them, and I find a video of the first day of New York Fashion Week of them at a club after. They're not in it, but it's just a pan of the club. I turn up the volume, and I can hear my boyfriend in the background. And this is what I think he said. "You look sexy as fuck. You like that?" And I played it over and over and over again. I detached the audio from the background noise and played it over and over again. I asked other people what they think. You can disagree, you can agree with me, but this is what I heard. I didn't bring it up to him because I know that it is background noise. But here, I'm gonna play that for you now. That being said, moving forward, we did not talk that entire day. He did not try to reach out to me. He did not even text me, "I love you, I hope you're okay. I know we can work this out. It's just work." I'm like, okay. But I mean, it's like, you don't get paid to go to Fashion Week anyways. It's more like networking. That's what I would call it. On the same day, Sunday, September 8th, I decided to reach out to Micah because I'm like, we're mutuals. What the hell is going on? So this is what I DM her. Then I get her response, and she calls me insecure, which I don't think is cool. I'm not insecure. I'm not worried about if you guys are sleeping together, anything like that. I'm worried about what it looks like. Like, other people are noticing. Like, it's just a bit much. And it just does not sit right with me, but I do feel like her message clarifies a lot for me. So then I proceed to go unfollow her and him on everything. And that is when my relationship was over. The next day comes around, Monday. They're in New York Fashion Week again. They've kind of chilled it on the posting, whatever, but I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. It's over, it's done with, which I think it's over and done with. This is when Micah posts her hard post that I feel like was such a slap in the face. Like, I already messaged you. I already reached out and told you I was uncomfortable. My boundaries were being crossed. And then, especially the last photo, like, I felt like that was such a slap in the face. Like, I don't care if he was looking at the ground. I don't care if he was actually biting his lip and looking at your ass. It was inappropriate, and it didn't need to be posted. I'm sure there were 10 other photos to choose from that same walking position that you could have chosen. I then am very angry, woman scorned, and I start posting some shady TikToks. Not saying anything, just using like Love Island sounds, whatever. And people immediately know what I'm talking about. After Micah posted that photo, and then reposted it on her story and said family, which makes no sense because you guys met 5 minutes ago. Another girl posts a photo with her feet on Seb's face and he reposts it. And I'm like, wow, this is so disrespectful. Like, if you thought you were going to be able to come back and apologize or who knows what and be with me after all of this public embarrassment and just feeling like shit for a week now, absolutely not. So it's not until I start posting shady TikToks that Seb finally calls me. This is the first time he has called me all of New York Fashion Week. He calls me, I politely decline. Then he messages me that I didn't need to bring this online and he's just talking about career and all this and it's just, no, it's not for me. So I don't want to talk to him. And that's where I left it. And then I posted my statement and I've been trying to move on ever since. This is the whole story, the tea, the receipts, the whatever, my side, who cares? But I'm done with this. I'm not talking about it again and I'm moving on. Back to regularly scheduled content. Me and my dog, me living my life, whatever. But I'm done with this.